Okay, welcome to the, well, not the first, but one of the first early video recorded episodes of the Zach Perry Show. Okay. I used to have a teacher who would start every class like that. He'd be like, okay. And it was like over Zoom, so you couldn't hear a word he was saying. He would just be like, okay. And then he'd break off into like a, and it was like a real serious class. Like we each basically took turns taking over the class and like teaching the rest of the class what we read or what we were learning about that week. So if it was your turn to be on, say it was my turn to be on that week, the way he would start, it would just be like, okay. Because he was like old and he didn't have technological skills and didn't understand that we couldn't really hear him that well when he was speaking on the computer. So he would just be like, okay. And that could go for a minute, anywhere between 1 minute to 15, 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes. He would go on rants. He was a real long form talker. And if it was your turn to go that week and you just heard him ranting, you had to listen in real closely because he would be on his rants. It would just be like, okay. And you have to wait because at some point he'd go, okay, now Zach, why don't you take the lead for us today? So he would just be in the middle of the rant. You have no fucking clue what he's saying, but you had to listen very closely because at some point in that rant, he'd be like, okay, now Zach, why don't you take over for us today? And then you're on. It's game time. You gotta lead the class. And he was a brilliant guy. So like, not only do you have to be on, you have to know what the fuck you're talking about, or else, you know, he's gonna call you out, make you explain yourself, ask you where you read, what you're talking about, like specify your sources. It was a legit class. It was a hard class. It was a serious class, but it was the technological difficulties just made it so fucking funny sometimes. Just the way he just didn't realize that he wasn't being clear in the beginning. It was weird because it was only the beginning of class, really. The beginning rants, like you can never hear him in the beginning. And then, you know, as the class went on, he usually didn't have those problems. At other times in the class, you could hear him a good amount. But it's just a funny memory I have. I always go, okay, and no one really gets it. But it's a little inside joke I have of myself. We are recording these, baby. We're gonna start videoing these because I'm not getting anywhere with the regular Spotify shit. Just putting my audio out there. I have a few listeners, a handful of listeners. It's grown very slowly. But, you know, I'm still under 20 listeners on my YouTube and my Spotify. So I'm in between 10 and 20, but I haven't even cracked 20 yet. So I feel like I'm gonna do this, shake this up. People seem to like to see your face when you're making videos. And this is mine. People like to see you, see what you're up to. I don't have a good spot to record yet. You know, I'm recording in my car. I've always been doing these videos in my car. I usually do the podcast in my car. And I don't like recording in my house because you could hear, I live with, you know, I have a bunch of, I have my own spot, like my own room and everything, but there are a bunch of people that live in the building with me. Probably like five or six rooms on the first floor, another 5 or 6 rooms on the second floor. And you could hear everything in there. It's a lot of creative people, and it gets so loud at nighttime because we live near a nightclub that I don't like making too much noise during the day. Like if I were to do this podcast during the day, everybody would, well, whoever lives on my right and left would definitely probably hear me. And I also feel like I wouldn't be as free and loose with my words. that like spit on the side of my mouth. It looked weird. It's a cool thing about seeing myself on video. I do this a lot. Like, I make a lot of sounds with my mouth. I think this will help me. I think one of the good things about this video is I can reach out for some male hair advice. I mean, what the fuck do I do, guys? What do I do with this shit on my head? It's fucked. It's like, if I didn't have this right here, I'd probably be okay. So do I just like shave this off? Like, cause I have a decent hair thing going on if it wasn't for this, you know? But I don't know. What the fuck do I do? You know, I mean, should I just shave this and then will I look okay? I think I have too much of it right now, but there's like a bang. It's like this. It's like this shit. What do I do with that? I don't know. I'm going gray. I have a few gray hairs right there. One on my beard right here. I'm 33. I feel like I'm fucking 40. And so a big reason I wanted to record this too is I feel like absolute death physically. Not mentally. Mentally, I feel phenomenal. Mentally, I feel better than ever. And physically, I'm kind of in decent shape, like better than I was when I was younger or at other times. I mean, my weight has gone like this throughout my entire life. How does that look on camera? My weight has gone like this. So at some points in my life, but I'm in pretty okay shape. Like, I took pictures of myself this morning feeling fat. And then I looked at myself and I was like, that's actually not that bad. I don't look that bad, actually. The lighting in this car is kind of nice. I look good. I have to remember to look at the camera, so you don't fuck around. But I don't feel... It's been since I've been recording this podcast and talking. I just don't feel on my game, and I feel so capable. I feel right there. I feel like I need to turn it up. And I kind of want to go on a little rant explaining what I've been trying and what I've been doing. I had it in my head, and now that I sit here, I don't know if it's going to be as beautiful as I thought it out to be. But I wanted to make a fucking Instagram to get, for multiple reasons. The main reason was my book. I wanted to drive some attention to my page to sell some books. Do crazy shit, whatever. You know, I think that shit's fun. You know, just being out in society, fucking around, singing on camera, doing dumb shit. I just think that shit's fun. I hate social media. Like, I hate the posting and shit. I do like watching some other people's stuff, but I really just got into this to drive some attention to my book, to my podcast. I really wanted to start interviewing people, and I have started interviewing people. And the last thing was my documentary. I'm putting a documentary together. So I guess I'll go through those real quick. You know, I started this Instagram to drive attention to a specific channel where I'm advertising my book. My thought process was, if I could do great crazy shit, if I can make some videos that get a lot of views and get people to visit my page, I could list my book at the top of that page, and it might get some people to buy it. So I've been writing books since I was 20. I've written like 4. I've self-published like 3. And none of them have made me any money. The most books I've ever sold was 20 copies of a book called A Trail to a Vision. And with that book, I sold my copies by promoting it on Facebook. You know, I was using Facebook at the time. This was in I don't even know, I want to say 2016, maybe 17, around that time period. I really don't remember. But I was able to sell books off of Facebook, just like promoting them on Facebook. And so my thought process was to do a similar kind of thing on Instagram, but, you know, hype it, make it even bigger, get even more people to buy books. I've fucked around with Instagram like 2 or 3 times in my life. One to post poetry and one to post some other kind of videos, just like life journey shit. And the life journey shit just failed because I didn't keep up with it. And the poetry shit I stopped because I saw people copying some stuff I was doing. And it really irked me, so I stopped. And I see that now too. I've posted some stuff and I've had a couple people copy my style, which is kind of fucked because I get no love on social media. So and like, if you're gonna steal my shit, just give me a little love, you know, shout out my page or give me some credit or something. I've seen a couple instances that I know for two instances that I know for sure were directly stolen from me, from people in LA. And I won't say stolen because it's dumb shit that I'm putting on videos, but 2 instances of people in Los Angeles seeing what I do or seeing something that I'm doing, taking that and then doing the exact same thing. And it's fucked because these are people that have so many more followers and views and shit. Like, they don't need to be taken from me, but it's whatever. So that was the first reason, was the book. Wanted to get the book out there. And it's helped me sell a few copies, but not really. It hasn't worked to the level that I wanted it to work. You know, I got one video that's got 100,000 views almost now. And you would think that, like, maybe some of those people would buy a fucking book. And no, not really. So I haven't sold as many books as I've liked. The podcast gets no attention on Spotify. Maybe some viewers, but it's really the shit I post on YouTube and IG that gets it more views. And sometimes I'll post a clip on IG and I'll get a couple listeners from that. Or Reddit. Sometimes I'll post on Reddit, and Reddit is funny because I get so much hate. Like, anything I post on Reddit just gets so much fucking hate. I never get any love on Reddit unless it's like a meme or, you know, something in Roganverse where, like, I'm posting it as a fan, just like something I thought was funny or cool or unique, and people take it as an opportunity to, like, shit on Rogan. And it's like, I love Joe Rogan. I'm not posting this to take a shot at Joe Rogan or Mr. Beast. Like, I posted something that I thought was funny about Mr. Beast because he said he didn't know who Prince was, and I posted it not to make fun of him. I just thought it was like a cool, funny moment. It's just like, if you're interested in anything Mr. Beast does, it's just like a funny video of him saying he doesn't know who Prince is. He's talking to Theo Vaughn. It's a funny interaction. I posted that and people like took it as like, a lot of people liked and commented on it, but a lot of people thought it was a shot at Mr. Beast. Like, they used it as a chance to take a shot at Mr. Beast, and I'm like, it's not why I post this stuff. These are people that I'm fans of. I'm watching their material. I'm watching their shows. I'm watching their interviews, and I'm posting clips from that. Obviously, I like this stuff. I'm watching a 3-hour interview with this person, so I don't know. It's funny how Reddit works because it's so much hate, but it does get you views. I get so much hate from Reddit, but a lot of my views come from those videos that people hate on. Like, I had a Dodgers video that didn't get a lot of love at all, but it ended up getting a few hundred views from Reddit. So I do appreciate that shit. Like, if you're gonna hate, you're gonna talk shit, or you're gonna do something sideways, just throw a little support my way, for God's sakes. So that hasn't helped that much for the podcast. It gets your clips shown, but and the third reason I wanted to draw attention to this I think I said the fourth reason was the documentary, right? Oh, the third reason was interviewing people. So, interviewing people has been my favorite part of all of this. I really love it. However, it was going so strong in the beginning, and then I've lost all my momentum in the sense that I went to the Dodgers parade, and that's like a once in a lifetime thing, and I got some amazing interviews there. But I've tried to go to some other events in LA and just haven't. The thing is that what made the Dodgers event so great was the energy there was just fucking amazing. And I've been to a few other events in LA where I've tried to capture something similar, and it's not enough natural energy, you know. There's a lot of people doing what I'm doing, and a lot of people just like watching and observing, or people that aren't. I don't know. It's hard to explain in LA, but a lot of people will come to things just because it's attractive, not really to participate. So like the Dodgers parade was something where everyone's really participating. Everyone's there in ecstasy. There's like a big community feel. And I haven't been able to find another event quite like that. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. But I've tried a few things and just haven't been able to catch that. I've had a lot of people say they were going to do interviews with me and then back out at the last minute. A couple of big names too. A couple people who would be really exciting to have on the show that I got in contact with. I was like, oh man, I can't believe I've talked to this person. And then it just didn't work out. I've had some friends who want to come on the show, and then I think they get nervous being on camera. I don't know what there is to be nervous about. I don't have any fucking viewers or followers. But a lot of my friends say they'll come on the show, and then I think they get nervous. Street interviews are good. I need to just be more on my game about that. It's like finding people on the street and trying to catch them to do interviews. Maybe I have to be more annoying. I just don't like just having my phone on record and just going up to someone and be like, hey. I kind of try to ask people first, or try and get like ways for them to ask me. Maybe I just need to start being more obnoxious and just filming the fuck out of everything. Like I try to do that trivia shit as a way to get interviews. Like really, me doing trivia was a way for me to find people on the street to talk to and get some interviews out of it. So I've tried to do dumb shit like that. And I think that has the most promise out of everything I've been doing on here. I think the podcast will eventually take off, and my writing I'm not so confident about. I think my life will be, I don't think I'll get any, like I'll never have a writing fan base. Well, not at this stage of my life. I don't think I'll be like a Stephen King kind of writer where it's like, ooh, Zach Perry's next book. Ooh, his next book. I think I'll just write one good book of my life. I don't know when it's gonna be. I think I'll write one book that people give me credit for, and everything else, people will just be like, what the fuck is this? People just don't get it. I mean, my book that I wrote was really fucking good. A lot of the shit I wrote before this is immature and trash, but this last book I wrote, Puzzle K&A, is a really fucking good book, and the world is missing out on it. They'll realize when I die, they'll look back and be like, oh shit, this dude was talking about some crazy shit during a crazy time period. He had some stuff down. But I think what's tough about Puzzle K&A is it's written for drug addicts, and a lot of my fellow active drug addicts aren't reading, you know, so My audience, I just need to find a way to get it to my audience. I don't quite know how yet. I'm gonna do an audiobook, start doing audiobook readings of that though. That's something. And lastly, the last reason I have jumped on Instagram is to promote this fucking documentary I've been doing. Now, I started this documentary while I was on drugs. I started recording myself when I had relapsed. I was sober for 2 years, and then I relapsed back home, living in a shitty ass fucking tiny ass studio in East Falls, Philly, about an hour walk from Kensington, that I would take that walk sometimes if I needed to. I was recording from that time period to now. From that time period, I was using drugs, going to Kensington all the time, every day, multiple times a day. I'd wake up at 6 a.m, go to Kensington, and I'd be there at night. Sometimes I'd get there in the middle of the day as well. Sometimes I was making 3 trips a day to Kensington. From that time until the time I had my car accident, and I was concussed, I was still going to Kensington, just begging bus drivers for free rides because my fucking car was totaled. From that time period to sobering up, getting clean, besides the weed. Everyone knows I'm clean besides the weed. That's no secret. But I don't drink. I haven't drank in, God, it's been over 3 years now. Holy fuck. I haven't drank in a while. It's been over 3 years. But from sobering up, going back to Philly, staying in Philly, and then leaving to go back to California, Los Angeles, to finish my last year of school, my last year of college. Finish college, write my book, and then get in this, obsession with health and looking right and eating right and trying to solve my food addiction, and that's still where we're at today. So I've been recording through all of this, moving from East Hollywood to Hollywood Boulevard, and it's not like I have amazing footage of all this stuff. It's not like I have, documenting myself getting sick, and I think I do probably talk to the camera sick a few times, but I don't have, it's not like it's the greatest documentary ever, but I have footage from all those time periods. And I think when I can put it all together, it's gonna look really nice. The problem is that I'm experiencing is I need an end for my documentary. And until, the way I want to end it is by ending it by conquering my food addiction and my marijuana addiction. Because those two things have been with me for really since I was about, 15, 16 years. Well, the weed addiction since about 16 years old. The food addiction has been with me pretty much my entire life, as far back as I can remember. I remember being a kid and asking my parents, hey, I remember being upstairs and being like, hey, can I have another cookie for dessert? And my parents just being like, just one more, only one more. And I remember what I did was I took a paper towel and I wrapped up a second cookie and I put it in my pocket, and I went downstairs with the one. So they just saw me eating the one, and then when they went upstairs later, I had a second cookie. And that's my first memory of being a food addict. I don't recall how old I was. I think I must have been about 8, maybe. that sound right? I don't know. Maybe 10. Somewhere between 8 and 10, I think. 8 and 11, maybe. No, 8 to 10. 8 to 10. Somewhere between 8 to 10. That's my first memory as a food addict. So I want to end this documentary by conquering my food addiction, conquering my weed addiction, just being in great health, looking great, because that will help me get some promotion. All people give a fuck these days about is how you look, especially out here in Los Angeles. I mean, you don't have to do jack shit, but if you go from looking like shit to looking great, so much attention, so much love. So that's an easy way to get some people viewing my shit. I'm gonna be really trying hard. I've said this for multiple years now. I'm gonna be really trying hard to get my eating on point and my organization on point, my routine on point. Becoming a more motivational person, less of a negative person. I have so many negative qualities about myself that I know I can fix, and I know how to fix them. It's just I'm not putting in enough work to self-improvement. My life is just very hard. Making money is very hard, and trying to become a writer, entertainer is very hard, and all that stuff gets so much of my energy that I don't put enough into self-improvement. I put a little bit into self-improvement, but I really have to make that my main priority, I think, over everything. And that's what I want to do. That's how I want to end this. That's how I want to end this. So I am going to get it right. I'm probably going to smoke today, but I think I'm going to eat right today. And I've had some moments where I've really caught it and I've lost it. And weed is what fucks me up, because I'll be healthy and then the weed makes me make mistakes. And so I have to quit both. I'm going to smoke right now after I end this. But I'm going to have some vegetable pho for lunch. Vegetable pho spot. It's delicious. Super fucking healthy shit. It's literally pho, a vegetable broth, bok choy, mushrooms, and carrots. And that's it. That shit is so fucking good. And so that's what I'm going to have for lunch. And yeah, man, let's recap real quick. I'm going to try and make a little quick clip that I'll post to my Instagram story. And so a quick recap. The main reason why, let's try this again. We're going to rewind this, erase this. We're almost at 30 minutes, so we're going to end this anyway. And we're going to try this one more time. I think I'm going to record these from now on and put them out like this, because, Spotify just ain't getting me shit. It's not getting me nowhere. So let's try and recap this, get a nice little post for my story. So as a recap, the main reasons I've been on IG have been: 1, to promote my book, get attention to my book, and get people buying my book. Hasn't worked out tremendously. It's worked out a little bit. 2, it's been to get attention from my podcast, which you are watching right now. Hasn't helped that much in Spotify, but it has helped get me views and get me subscribers to my YouTube channel, which I need fucking more. I need more so I can do some live streams up in this bitch. 3, it's been to work on my interviewing and to get more interviews, get people okay with getting interviews. And that's hit a little bit of a wall. Needs to be better. And 4 is it's to end this documentary. So I don't know, this recap sucked. I don't really want to do this recap. I don't want this recap anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah. The thing is, I want to post this to my story, and it's just too long. So maybe I will post a longer version of it though, and I'll post it on my reels. Hey, but this was the first live episode. I think it went well. Lighting's good. I just wish I had a good place to record this. We might be leaving Los Angeles though. This show might be hitting the road. I'm thinking March 1st. I'm thinking I'm gonna give myself to March 1st to make something happen, and if not, I'm gonna take this show on the road, take this show elsewhere, take the comedy show elsewhere, keep doing the podcast, and it's just fucking, I don't know, man. I've been here for so long, and I don't feel like I'm making progress anywhere. All the shit that I'm doing, it's stuff that I'm doing independently, shit that I'm doing on the internet. I'm not really, people don't, I just feel like people don't really fuck with me out here. And not even on a social level. I mean, like on a, like jobs don't really fuck with me out here. And I don't know, man. I just don't vibe with the people. Everyone's on their vibe out here, bro. But it's just like a lot of the people out here I don't vibe with. The people I do vibe with though are the people that have been here their whole lives and aren't from Hollywood. Those are like the really good fucking people to stick with in Los Angeles. Like Hollywood is really, I say LA, it's really Hollywood culture, because I was in East Hollywood. Now I'm I was in fucking Mid Wilshire before. Mid Wilshire, I've lived like Park La Brea and Mid Wilshire. I've lived East Hollywood / Koreatown, and I've lived like on Hollywood. Now I'm on Hollywood Boulevard, like right in the fucking thick of it, right on Hollywood Boulevard. So there's a lot of Hollywood culture in those three places. A lot of Hollywood culture. And the Hollywood culture just doesn't fuck with me. I won't say LA, I'll say Hollywood. And it's hard, man. It's hard because I don't think I'm making any progress. It's not like, damn, I'm just not being appreciated, but at least I got my foot in the door, and if I keep trying, eventually I'll keep moving up and moving up, moving up. I haven't got my foot in the door anywhere. It's hard out here getting fucking good work, good full-time work. It's tough. It's tough living out here. But when you come here, that's what it is. You come here for a reason. You come here trying to make shit happen, and it's gonna be fucking tough. It is no joke. No joke out here. My first couple years, I'm like, this is nothing. But it's the long term that really sinks in. First couple years, that's like a vacation. Of course, it's nothing serious. Then once you've really been here a long time and you're like, fuck, I'm not really moving as fast as I'd like, and like I've been here a while now, starting to feel like I'm falling behind, it gets tough. It gets harder. It's a city that gets, if you're not making money, it's a city that gets harder. New York seems like a city that gets easier. It's a city that you kind of learn. You kind of, find your group. You kind of find where you fit in, and you get in where you fit in. And here it's just like there aren't enough consistencies in the culture that can maintain you, Even like something like the comedy scene, it's not the same out here. It's very competitive. Every industry out here is very, very, very competitive, in the sense that some people don't want to help you or assist you or befriend you out of fear that your success might take from theirs. Even if you're nowhere close to their level, even if you're beneath them, there's a lot of that energy out here of just like, motherfucker, I'm not about to help you. A lot of that. And, Philly's different because there's just not a lot of opportunity in Philly. So people have to look out for each other because there's just no other way. There's just not a lot of opportunity. Here, there's so much fucking opportunity, but it's like, it's the puzzle of getting yourself there. It's the, finding the right connections. It's very connection based. LA is very connection based, and it's like, who's gonna let you in a door and who's not. And you just might need a stranger's kindness one day to get you where you need to be. And I just haven't had any of that. I don't know where I'm from and where I've been. I've always been able to connect with people. I've been able to get a little help here, a little help there. Nothing major, just like, hey, a recommendation, or a piece of advice that's like really concrete, or an opportunity, just something like that. Just stuff I haven't seen as much here. I'm thinking, as I'm looking at myself, I kind of like this beard. If I could just shape it up a little bit and get myself in good shape, I'm gonna be looking nice. So yeah, man, this is the first recorded episode, and we're gonna keep doing these until I make a fucking living doing this. So I said 100 episodes, and then I'm gonna start fucking taking this show's gonna hit a whole new level. I think I need about 100 episodes of practice before I turn into the podcaster Zach Perry. So we're at about 30 something. I think this is 35 or 34. So we're almost halfway through the practice, and that's about it. That's about all I got for today. I think recording out of the car is kind of like ridiculous looking because so many people do it. But at the same time, if I could find a good view out that window and the lighting's really good, it's not the worst thing in the world. So until we get a studio, this is how it's gonna be. All right, I think that's it for today. Until next time. I don't really have any interviews coming up or anything, but I gotta figure out a way to get some people interviewed. I might go to the Scientology place. I don't know. I want to get Fancy Chef on here. I know he'll definitely come on if I pay him, but it's just a matter of the best way to do it. Maybe IG Live. I don't know, folks. We out though. Peace.